Good afternoon, everybody. Am I on? You can't tell whether you... Yes, I am, definitely, yes. Very nice to meet you all. Yeah, I'm a local guy, actually. In fact, there's my slide up there. So I'm from a company called PIX. It's a new startup company. I'm a local boy from Malmesbury in the rural communities that surround Bristol. I've been one of those people that's always been blessed and cursed with ideas. I've had something in me that's compelled me to take my ideas into reality. And with a background in product design, I've become familiar with lots of incredible 3D tools for being able to communicate and create different environments and products, etc., etc. My first invention, just to give you an idea of where I've come from, was a product called WakeU. And this was the first product that annoyed me in the day. When I decided to be an inventor, I think, well, where do I start? Well, let's start with the alarm clock. It irritates me, so I turned this into a recordable product, because I don't know what you should wake up to or want to wake up to. I figure you've all got more imagination than a beep beep, and so you record the sound into this thing and it wakes you up in a different way every day. That was rather successful out the back of my degree in 1997 or something or other, and I sold rather a lot of them, which was great, so it gave me some confidence. Never made very much money, but I have stuck with it, and I suppose it's important to tell you as well that all the projects that I'm involved in are completely self-funded, so perhaps that's why they take me so bloody long. Anyhow, going back 10 years, in fact I haven't even got the clicker, there it is. Do that one. Okay, so going back 10 years, my greatest passion is travel, and everything I've learned through the projects that I've done, I've either reinvested into prototypes or I've used to go and travel into different parts of the world. I found myself on a train in India, travelling from Agra to Kerala a long, long time ago, and the only objects I had with me was, I think, a couple of Harry Potter books, a book that I used to scrawl notes into, and my old film camera. And I was sat in the open doorway of this particular train carriage. We were travelling along, and the sun had gone this amazing kind of azure purple shade, and the full moon was up in the sky and reflecting in the lake below me, and I thought, what a magical moment. Travelling along the open carriage doorway of this train, the whole scene was moving, and I thought, wouldn't it be just incredible to be able to capture this moment as in its entirety as a bubble. If you can imagine that, sat here looking out at the space around us, if I could just capture it as a bubble that could see everything. I had my conventional camera, and I thought, well, I couldn't try and fit it into the frame of it, but it just won't do it justice. You'll take lots of shots, and we've all done that. I've been places and I've come back with a collage of images and tried to paste them together, and they never quite do justice to the moment that you're in. And so it was at that moment that I thought, do you know what? On the back of some success, I think that I should try and develop a miniature 360-degree optical product, a camera if you like, that can importantly capture the scene around me in an instant, and as a means of communicating it. I was also thinking at the time of my mother, who was 6,500 miles away, and I thought, wouldn't it be wonderful if in that instant that I experienced the moment, I could share that experience with her. And so I set upon a self-initiated research and development project to make this product happen. We started with, as is often the way, a slightly overly, this is the product up here, slightly overcomplicated solution to the problem. I was using an array of multiple cameras to capture the scene around me. That was too technical, too cumbersome, the build would be too high. I then looked at, this is back in 2001, I looked at a handheld product which had 2 fisheye lenses mounted in it, as well as a mobile phone capability. Bearing in mind, I'd never had a camera phone at that point, there weren't any in mainland Europe, and this is pre-iPod days. So at the time, it was a relatively esoteric project. And I was getting a lot of interest from people, but everybody really who I spoke to at the telecommunications giants just didn't even answer the phone or fobbed me off or weren't interested in what I was doing. So I just had to kind of dig my heels in, as it were, and carry on through all the innovation. I analysed a number of different optical systems. Some of them were owned by patentees at NASA, so I was very often with the Jet Propulsion Labs guys in Pasadena, and we're looking at catadioptic systems here, which use internal refraction and reflection, and the same with the product ideas that I have here. And the problem was that the build of these was so expensive that the product that I'd be producing would be far too high a price point to do what I wanted to do, and that was enable anybody with the means of capturing a 360 moment. And over the course of some more prototypes of development, I finished on this product here. And so in 2005, 2007, 2005, I had finally invented what was the BubbleScope. And in a single click, you could hold it out and you could shoot the entire scene around you. As is often the way with any sort of innovation, you face all sorts of obstacles. I personally experienced a bit of a crazy car crash, which meant that I was forced to sit on my bum for about 12 months whilst I rehabilitated myself. And it made you have to dig really very deep into what you're doing. And I questioned, why take a product like this to market? And there has to be a bigger vision to it. And I then had I was with I sat home in my wheelchair, so to speak. I sat there on, rehabilitating, and on the news we could see post the whole events that went on in Iraq, and in 2003 the television was full of images of Saddam's statue being toppled down, etc., etc. And the information that was sold to us through the media was very different from the actual experience that was going on there. And I had a friend who happened to have been an embedded journalist with the BBC, and he described the scene to me on satellite phone as it was going on. And he said that, what you're seeing on the television there is this statue being pulled down, and it's the supposed liberation of Iraq. But in reality, this is a staged event, and it's happening in front of a huge media circus. So in that moment, I kind of thought, well, wouldn't it be wonderful if in that environment you could actually capture and tell that experience in 360 degrees and really truthfully see what was going on. And so moving on from this, I finalised this product. Was about to take it to market. I had an order for 100,000 of them through a company of the same name, which is BubbleScope. And sadly, the company who I was dealing with had a major infrastructural problems, and they kind of pulled the plug on the project. So I found myself in a position where I had a great concept idea, it had been prototyped, but I lacked the support to actually take it to market. And excuse me, sorry. And so I lacked the support to actually take it to market, and so it kind of got shelved for about 2 or 3 years. Put it on the side, and I focused on another project. And over the course of that time, certain technology, I guess, building blocks and advancements happened all around us. And so I evolved the project with it. And a couple of 3 years ago, in 2009, I realised that everybody already had a camera in their pocket. It was on the back of a smartphone type product. And so I simply reapproached the project and developed what is the BubbleScope today. And I'll demonstrate that to you. In line with what my original intention was, in fact, let's go there, and we can see the essence of what bubbles are about. So BubbleScope is basically a product where you take a smartphone like this, an iPhone 4, although I've designed them for all smartphones, so most of the major Androids, the Samsungs, etc. will work with it. You take this little optical accessory, which clips onto the back, like so. And in an instant, you can shoot the full 360 environment that's all around you. Bear with me. Yeah, it's always the way. So the essence was to use something that everybody's already got, and everybody's already made their investment into their smartphone, and the BubbleScope basically just clips onto the back of it and enables you to shoot 360 stills and video of your entire environment. And I'm going to demonstrate some of that now. So I'm going to show that through this iPad. Yeah. So in fact, we were in. I took my son and my wife to the See No Evil, Hear No Evil event that was in Bristol. I don't know if you can zoom into this.
A little bit.
Sure. Now you've all seen this type of imagery before, I'm sure, through things like Google Street View. But this gives everybody the opportunity to actually create that media in a single click. Can we see that? Okay. And the essence of the product is all about storytelling. So it's all about being able to communicate experiences in full 360 degrees. Now, in the kind of the post-Twitter environment that we all live in now, where we've become, I guess, part of the fabric of the media as citizen journalists, we can shoot images and in real time share them with the rest of the world. I like the idea of having a device that can shoot everything and shoot the full 360 degree scene. And together with my company, we are about to launch this particular product, and we'll do so at the end of November, and we're retailing it for something like 50 quid, so it's a pretty affordable product. Anyhow, thank you very much for your time. Yeah, sorry for the rambling.